Hello, everyone. Candace-Marie Mitcham with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Silverhawk Realty, East Idaho. And thank you for joining me for the Lending Lounge. Today, we're going to talk about some common key terms in real estate. So stay tuned. Brandy, thank you so much for gifting us some of your time today.
I love it here.
Well, we are going to kind of educate our viewers. So some folks haven't bought a home before, and we thought it would be important to go over some of our key terms so people would feel a little bit more comfortable as they learn about the process.
There's lots and lots of lingo and jargon that goes along with a real estate transaction, and it sounds like it's a whole new language.
That's right. So let's get busy and let's share some information. So affordability, a measure of whether someone earns enough to qualify for a loan on a typical home based on the most recent price, income, and mortgage rate data. When the home prices and mortgage rates are higher, it can impact affordability. Anything you want to share on that as well? You are the lending expert.
Yes. So with affordability, this is probably going to be one where they're going to talk to you about your debt to income, how much your payment is each month. And as the interest rates change, as they come down, things become a little more affordable for us, right?
That's right.
Then the prices of the homes are going to go up. So that's another talk. That conversation a different day.
Right. And so let's go over our next term. Why don't you take this one?
Sure. So appraisals. So the appraisals are a report that talk about the estimated value of the home. And it's done by a third party. So it's something that we rely on in order for us to know that what we're lending you, that the house is actually worth that. Yes. So that we're not lending more than it's worth. So the lender is going to be bound by that appraised value.
And sometimes that gets confused, especially with our first-time home buyers, is they're like, well, I need to have the inspection done.
Yep.
And they kind of intermingle the two or think it's one and the same.
They do.
The appraisal is protecting the investment of the lender, right? Making sure that the property is valued that, where your inspection is checking the condition of the home.
Yep.
Right.
I tell people it shows all the warty spots of the house we just fell in love with.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. And so one of the other terms that you're going to hear quite a bit is closing costs. And again, this is something that gets kind of confused with down payment.
A lot.
Separate animals, right? So closing costs are the fees required to complete the real estate transaction to be paid at closing. So ask your lender for a complete list of closing cost items, including points, taxes, title, insurance, and more. So that's something that either one of us can really talk you through as part of the process, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, now a big part of lending, buying a home, dun dun dun.
Credit score.
Credit score, take it away.
Yes, so the credit scores, they range from 300 to 850, depends on which one you're looking at, which credit bureau. And it is based on all kinds of different factors about your credit history. So things like how long you've had it, how well you've paid, how much you're using, lots and lots that go into it. So, and we use that as a gauge of how well we think you're going to repay our loan.
Right.
So,
well, and a lot of folks say, oh, I don't have a lot of credit cards or anything like that, and they think they're great. Sometimes it's actually better to have more credit. It's just how much are you utilizing and what's your history with it. But that's where your lending professional can really help talk you through those things. And I have seen buyers who think they're doing the right thing and it was actually the wrong decision. So it's better to review with you in your office to really say, this is my plan. Is it the right thing to do?
Yes. Don't just pay everything off. Like, come and talk to me first.
And if something's ugly, she'll help you turn on a flashlight, look at it, face it, and deal with it.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So let's get back to down payment. So again, we talked about closing cost, and that's different from down payment. So your down payment is what most people have heard of before. So your down payment is typically going to be 3.5% to 20%. A lot of people think it has to always be 20%. No. So typically 3.5 to 20% of the purchase price of the home. And some zero down programs are also available. And this is where your lenders are going to know what the best programs are in your market. So ask your lender for more information about what you may qualify for and what can help them in their particular situation.
Yes. So down payment goes towards the purchase price, closing costs are what it costs to borrow the money. That's the two separates.
That's right. And a few other things, right?
Right.
All right. So let's talk about equity. We love equity. equity.
We love equity. That's why we buy houses, is to
right.
earn equity. So equity is the value of your home above the total amount that you owe.
Mhm.
So this is where we get that appraisal, so that we know that value. And then your down payment
Mhm.
is the piece that's your equity.
Mhm.
So,
And then your equity continues to grow.
it does as the
Right.
home continues to appreciate, because
Mhm.
they are an appreciating asset.
Mhm.
And as you pay down the loan, right, that increases that number as well.
That's
And
right.
a lot of people don't think about the paying it down
Mhm.
part in their equity
Yep.
when they're counting it.
That's important. All right, so let's talk about inspection contingency, right? So again, appraisal, how much is the home worth? Inspection, that's going to be
Yes.
condition of home. So what is an inspection contingency, right? That is a provision in the contract. That's where my expertise comes in, requiring an inspection to be completed. This essential step gives you information on the home's condition and potential repairs. As a real estate professional, I am always going to recommend that you get an inspection on a home.
Yes. So
You
they're
need to know.
not required, but highly recommended.
Yes.
Yeah.
So very, very important to do. And so even on a brand new home, right? Like this one, which by the way, we're at Caribou Crossing Townhomes.
Yes.
They are our Friday hosts. A little bit more about them as we go forward. Even though they're beautifully built homes, I'm going to say, hey, get an inspection. Know where you're at, net neutral when you're getting started, and you can continue to follow the condition of your home as you own it and protect your equity.
Protect your equity. Yes.
That's right. Okay, so mortgage. Do you know a little bit about mortgages?
A little bit.
Okay.
So the mortgage is the loan you're using your home as collateral for. It can indicate how much you're going to borrow with the interest to purchase your home. So that's another, it's used interchangeably. It's recorded at the county. So we will, when we do a loan, that's what we're doing, is a mortgage against your home.
Yep, there you go. And then with mortgages, you have mortgage rates. And for anybody that's been watching us regularly, what do we talk about a lot?
The mortgage rates.
Mortgage rates. So mortgage rate is the interest rate you pay to borrow the money when you're buying the home. As a mortgage rate fluctuates, consult your lender so you know how it can impact your monthly mortgage payment, right?
Yes, drastically,
yes.
by the way. Yes.
So we've seen lots of positive movement of late in that regard. All right, and take us away with the last term for today.
Last one is a pre-approval letter. Sometimes you will also hear pre-qual. They are two different things. But the pre-approval letter is a letter from the lender that shows that they are willing to lend on your home. They have run credit. They have an understanding of like your savings and your credit history and whatever, like the whole piece, right? So that they can help you decide on a good target price range that will match with what you're willing to pay each month.
And then let's give a quick explanation of the difference between a pre-qualification letter and a pre-approval letter, because some folks don't understand that.
So one is if you call me and say, hey, I make 70 grand a year and I want, these are my debts. What can you approve me for? I can give you an idea of what approximately I could do that for. That's a pre-qual, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't pulled credit. I don't necessarily even have an application. And so I could just say, sure, we could probably do that.
Yeah.
And a pre-approval is that I have pulled your credit, I've reviewed your application, more than likely I've ran it through an automated underwriter, and I have an approval back. So then it's just more solid for you.
Yeah, it's a stronger tool to have if you're going to be submitting an offer, right? And you also don't want to go shop for a house, fall in love, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have bought that big RV camper 6 months ago. And so
this is where a lot of people get kind of caught, because they will apply at these online lenders and they're like, oh, well, only I could do this, and then we start digging into it and it's like, oh yeah, but they didn't actually really look at all of this. So there's lots of factors that are missing. So that's why you should call a local lender.
Exactly. Well, thank you for helping.
Plug.
Well, as you should. But thank you for helping me explain some of those. I think we'll kind of keep going down the education path as we're in this new year, right? Help people feel more comfortable. And what we're going to do now is we're going to turn it over to a little sneak peek of Caribou Crossing Townhomes, which is the premier, newest townhome community here in Idaho Falls behind Winco. Lots of services here, and we have 3-bedroom, 2-bath options with a 1-car garage, and 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage options as well. And there will eventually be a total of 89 units. So if you're not ready just now and you're going to be ready in a few months, keep us in mind. I am here frequently, and I can also arrange to be here on a date and time that works for you and give you a personal tour as well. So stay tuned, and please join us again next Friday. Bye.
Hi, thanks for checking out Caribou Crossing. We are so glad you're here. A lot of thought and effort went into Caribou Crossing and making it different from other townhome communities in the area. We'd like to tell you a little bit more about why.
Caribou Crossing is based on convenience and community. Convenience because much of the home maintenance and chores are taken care of for you, and the location was chosen so you'll be at the center of everything going on in Idaho Falls. A short bike ride on the city bike path or a short walk to the grocery store during a snowstorm.
And creating community is intentional too. The dog park is designed so that people can meet each other and interact, and the future park is planned to the west, and it's meant to connect you with all the neighbors surrounding us.
Our vision is a thriving, lively space where everyone can spend more time doing the things that they love and less time dealing with the chores of home ownership.
It's easy to just keep doing what everyone else is doing or what we know works, but there's some different things about Caribou Crossing.
We hope that you'll find the design, the location, and the connection with the neighborhood around you to be an exciting opportunity to live somewhere different where you're going to thrive.
A lot of people have put a lot of effort into making this a reality. Feel free to ask any of us any questions that you may have. And thanks again for coming by to check out Caribou Crossing. We're glad you're here.